but you definitely have a sex problem if you live in this guy's apartment complex. Because apparently there's like this spoiler alert. There's literally like this secret speakeasy sex club like located in some secret location in this guy's apartment garage. So it's just like, yeah, this is this is kind of bad. So yeah, you got to be really freaky to be like, I know I'm facing a death penalty, but I'm really trying to get at Kelly Rowland. Hey, what's going on, folks? Another episode of Ryan Reviews Everything, and we're talking about the latest project from Tyler Perry. This is titled Mea Culpa. This stars Kelly Rowland, and it also stars Trevante, Rhodes. And what it's about a defense attorney, played by Kelly Rowland. She actually takes on a case where a very popular painter or artist is accused of murdering his girlfriend. And you know, despite all the mountain of evidence that's stacked against this artist, she takes the case because of some behind-the-scenes stuff going on. And once she takes this case, things get kind of hot and heavy. So that's what it's about. And yeah, man, I know before we get further into it, let me give a warning. This will have some spoiler alerts. So you've been warned. There may be a spoiler here and there. Let's get to it. I'm not going to say this is going to win any awards, but I don't think this was like the worst I don't think this is the worst Tyler Perry project I've seen. So I know that's not saying a lot, but you know, I'm just saying it's not as bad as people make it seem, at least for me. And we'll get into that a little later. So yeah. So anyway, I do appreciate. Well, let me start off with the positives. I definitely do appreciate the storyline, at least the first 30 minutes of it. I do appreciate the performance by Kelly Rowland. Yes, she is, of course, initially known as an R&B artist, but her performance was pretty decent. It wasn't anything cringeworthy, and she does have more, she does have a decent amount of acting experience for someone who's coming from the R&B field. For example, I know she was in Freddie versus Jason, and I think she's done, smaller roles here and there. So I think that's a positive. Kelly Rowland's performance is pretty, it's definitely believable. And also Trevante Rhodes, of course, he's the more experienced actor. I think Trevante is extremely talented. I do feel like, he definitely should get a lot more credit for stuff. So yeah, like the performance for both Kelly Rowland and Trevante Rhodes was actually pretty good. And the chemistry seemed pretty good too. So I will say that. And once again, so the storyline and the performance, both are pretty great. I think where it kind of goes off the rails is when you realize how much of a problem this painter really has in terms of sex. Like, this guy is literally facing the death penalty after being accused of murdering his girlfriend. And instead of just trying to be like, you know what, sex is the last thing on my mind, I am trying to survive, I'm trying to fight for my freedom. This guy decides just, I'm gonna just shoot my shot at, not only at just any woman, I'm gonna shoot my shot at my defense attorney. So, it's kind of off his rock a little bit. And not only him, but you definitely have a sex problem if you live in this guy's apartment complex. Because apparently there's like this spoiler alert. There's literally like this secret speakeasy sex club like located in some secret location in this guy's apartment garage. So it's just like, yeah, this is kind of bad. So yeah, you got to be really freaky to be like, I know I'm facing a death penalty, but I'm really trying to get at Kelly Rowland. So kind of weird. And not only that, it's how can I put it? At one point, we definitely see that, well, not just me. I really feel like there is kind of this reputation where Tyler Perry kind of has like some of like these negative traits when it comes to black women in some of his films. And what I mean by this, for this particular purpose, for this extremely smart and talented defense attorney, Kelly Rowland's character, Mea, makes some very, very dumb decisions, irrational decisions. She clearly falls for these seductive moves and all this type of stuff for her client. and things kind of just rolled downhill from there. I do think at one point, like maybe like a good chunk of like 30 minutes, like you don't even hear anything about the case anymore. It's just really about this love affair and her being torn between her husband, who is, they're already not in a good place in their marriage, and just, juggling this feeling of, do I need to really support my client or should I just run away? It just gets kind of off the rails a little bit from there. But I will say this, nothing will ever be as worse as Acrimony. Like Acrimony just left me feeling annoyed from start to finish. This definitely doesn't have like an Acrimony feel. And the way it's shot, I will say that as well, especially with, having, I guess, an increase of a budget that Tyler Perry works with. This was shot very well as well. Kelly Rowland and Trevante Rhodes are both, just kind of shine off the screen. So of course, just the portrayal of, people of color being shot the right way, spot on. I will say that as well. And once again, I don't want to spoil it too much, even though I gave a spoiler alert. I will say this as well. I do feel like towards the end of it, it wasn't as far-fetched as you would have think. So I don't want to hear anybody complaining about the ending because, in my opinion, I feel like you could get that same type of ending for like a How to Get Away with Murder show. And, I know Shonda Rhimes, she is amazing, and I was a fan of How to Get Away with Murder from the first season till its final season, and I thought it was fire. So I don't want to hear anybody complain about how far-fetched the ending was, because it really gave me How to Get Away with Murder type of feel to it. So it wasn't anything too far-fetched. It wasn't anything too unbelievable. It does catch you off guard, of course, but it definitely was pretty believable. So I think that's what it is. I think this was probably one of his more believable projects outside of that good chunk in the middle where clearly this extremely smart, extremely talented defense attorney just decides to just make dumb decisions. Of course, and stack that with a very, very horny and toxic, painter or artist. So it's just like that combination really didn't mix. And yeah, man, I really can't say that. Hopefully, if some other future Tyler Perry projects comes along, maybe he'll have some more collaborative efforts take place where other people are putting in their contributions when it comes in terms of writing. But wasn't the worst thing I've seen. I know it's getting a lot of bad reviews. Wasn't that bad. It really just comes down to an artist who is, spoiler alert, it really just came down to an artist who has a sex problem and is very toxic. There you go. So let me know what you thought if you saw this movie. Love it or hate it, that's my review. Peace.